Hello survivors, welcome to another Soulstone survivors video. It has been forever since we've been in the game, but Legionnaire got an absolute beast of an ascension, and you know we love to do stupid things, so today we are going to do something silly. Since the rework of his ascension, you no longer need to destroy or defeat any enemies. The ascension just kind of works on its own. You got to revive soldiers that are on the floor, and what that means is we can actually run only buffs with the character's ascension. Now we've done this in the past before with Houndmaster or any other character where you've got the ability to destroy or defeat enemies, and then you are able to collect your ascension without actually dealing damage yourself. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing. As you can see, we've got to step on these guys over here, and they will become summons and they will do damage. And when we've summoned 5 of them, we actually get a permanent buff to damage, armor, and area of effect. We also get things called catapults and this rain of arrows. So you can see that we also make the screen go quite a horrible yellow. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a fan of yellow, but it is what it is. And we don't need anything for Jupiter Spear. We'll end up getting rid of it. So right now we're going to re-roll and we're going to look for buffs to use on our character. Lightning Surge is not one of them, but Bloodlust is. So that's fantastic. Now, with regards to our runes, we will go over that very, very soon. Very, very soon. But we can actually do that right now. The runes we're looking at is Skill, Mastery, Thrust, and Holy. That's going to give us Precision as well as Might. And then we get Shield Wall and Bloodlust from the Legionnaire's passives, or from his skills already, so we don't need anything else. We're running Reroll Mastery as well to get the extra rerolls to ensure that we get the skills. We're then running Impaler, so whenever an enemy is killed, there's a 20% chance that the following effect will happen, which is to conjure spears from the sky over a random enemy dealing damage. There's also Focused Mind, so we get less skills, but we increase the damage dealt, which is going to increase the damage of all of our ascension, as well as increase damage that damage boost from the. Actually, it doesn't. I don't think it does anything with the buffs, but it gives damage boost to our ascension, which is really, really important. We then got Critical Mastery because we're going to be running Precision. It just works really well having that extra damage from crit. We just went over Might accidentally, which is very bad, but it is what it is. The only one that we grab duration for is going to be Shield Wall, and that's because it only lasts for 4 seconds. Everything else with a little bit of cast frequency, it goes below its duration, so we don't need to worry about that. So we grab the duration there. We get Critical Mastery, and then we've also got Death's Touch. Now, the reason I take Death's Touch is because the Legionnaire's bonus only lasts for 50 seconds. It takes a couple of seconds to come back up again. I don't actually know the time. It could be a minute fully, whatever it is. So I'm hoping that the poison from Death's Touch is going to happen or occur, that they poisoned enemies are going to be around for enough time that the poison is going to land up staying there until we are able to resummon the bosses again and again. So we don't need duration for anything else, like I mentioned, so we actually banish those. We're going to grab that. We no longer need any skills. We got the 4 buffs that we took. We do not need the lethality, so we get rid of that. Leviathan, no. Powerful Strikes, no. And now we just look for expansive to make sure that all of these, as you can see, that says it increases damage of both you and nearby allies. And because of that, we want to try and increase their area of effect so that the nearby allies don't necessarily have to be nearby. Increase the duration of your army. As you can see, it is rare, so that's going to be a really good one to get. And I don't believe there is a limit. I think there might be. It could be 5 times, but we could get it to be as long as possible. Again, we want to try and get poison so that we can take care of enemies or have the poison dealing damage to everything around us. Also, you're not going to see life bars because we're absolutely destroying everything around us. And that's just the way it is. So now you can see it is a bit of a downtime over here. They are down. There's nothing we can do about it. We've got to kind of sit here and wait until we get another Legionnaire to spawn. So that's the only problem with the entirety of this. We can get rid of that. We can grab that. There's more area of effect. Increased damage for... that doesn't work with these. That's weird. It actually tells you, it shows you that it doesn't work for them, or it just bugged out. Because that's a thruster, and let's actually see if this works. So it says skills that will be affected by this power up will be Bloodlust and Might. They are sitting on 0 damage increase, and it didn't do anything for them. So yeah, a little bit of a weird one, but it doesn't actually work that way. Potency, skill, get that, get the expansives, get the damage. Cast frequency is still needed. We can grab that. We can grab some more cast frequency, more damage, and we just need 1 Legionnaire to spawn for us, and we'll be in a good place. There we go. So it started to spawn again. We'll keep an eye on it to see how long it takes in the future, but just look at the damage that everything does to the bosses. We don't have to actually do anything, and that's also even, I mean, what we could do is just hold it. So there we go. We can now sit and wait before we pick up the last Sentinel or Legionnaire, sorry. We can actually just chill because they're going to do enough damage. So there is a way to, you know, infinitely sustain it, and it's just not to use the full power of the Centurion. But I mean, you can see we still do all the damage without it, and we're still going to buff them. They're still going to do what they need to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just wait till we get to a certain amount that I'm happy with, wait for the bosses to spawn, and then we'll grab the last one, and it should make it to the next boss fight as well. So if you really wanted to do this or cheese it in any way, you could just summon 5 out of the, or 4 out of the, no, yeah, it's 5 out of the 6, and just wait for them, and then you'll be in a very good space with that. So, you know, there's an idea. Okay, don't need duration. Potencies are good, and then again, duration for the shield wall. You can see it's only at 7.6 second duration now, so it does take a little bit of time to get that duration or the cooldown to be at a relevant place. Okay, this lasts for 55 seconds. We'll see once it ends how long it takes to get a brand new Centurion or Legionnaire or whatever you want to call it, and then we can go from there. Obviously, getting the increased durations and things like that does make a big difference, because the longer it's out for, the more damage you can do, the quicker you're going to be able to get further, and then the less amount of times you have to wait for it to go, because this, you know, you're going to finish in a certain amount of time. If, let's say, you can get that duration to 2 minutes, that will be using it 3 times in totality, or whatever the case may be. I don't know, haven't tested it that much, but it looks like we are going to get it to be available for the 2 boss fights, and then there'll be the cooldown before the next one, or it might just drop as we're about to do. Nope, it made it all the way. Alright, 3:58 was the timer. Let's see how long it takes before it comes back. Usually I know the developers like it to be a full minute, so I'm expecting it to come back at that time. We do have a poisoned enemy over here, which means that that's going to spread. Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, it wasn't even a full minute. Okay, so it's like 20 seconds and then it comes back. So that's actually pretty good. I wonder if that's affected by cast frequency at all or not. It doesn't say anything, but it's very possible that it is. We're going to keep the final one just available for us to grab when necessary, and then we'll go through the portal and see what this is like in Overlord cycles as well, you know, just to have that extra chance to test it. But grabbing the cast frequency, I think that might make a difference, but I actually do not know. Being able to drop these as often as possible, we do get the armor, which is just going to help us stay alive. And we don't, I mean, 55 seconds, what the heck, we'll just activate it. And it took me about, when trying this the very first time, it took me 6.5 minutes to clear. And now it looks like we're going to do it well under that. So that's actually really good. It's the difference between I was using vulnerable target, when now I'm using Death's Touch instead for the extra poison damage or the extra clear. So it does make a very big difference based on runes, but there you go, a full minute of time saved using a different rune. So let's go into the void over here. we're going to lock the Bloodlust potency over there, and let's see what happens. So it says it's going to take 5 minutes, well, 4.5 minutes. Let's see how accurate that is. So 5:31, let's see how long it takes before we spawn anything. Just got to keep moving around. We do have a retaliate on the Legionnaire, but I don't think it's necessary to use it. 5:41, so let's see if it goes to, okay, so it's literally 10 seconds and they back up, which isn't bad actually. Wait 10 seconds and you've got your army back up again. So I'm actually quite happy to just run it off cooldown all the time. It feels like 10 seconds is a really long time, but for something silly and for this to work, I think it's actually really, really awesome. Alright, first boss down. We have a lot of stuff to put in here. Okay, let's just check this again. So we're sitting at 212. If we grab that, it does go up. So it does actually work. All right, that's actually really, really awesome. So it's good to know. We can actually get area of effect as well. Great. Movement speed actually works well on these guys, because if you have the extra movement speed, it means that you are going to be able to move from target to target a lot faster. So it just makes sense to grab it. We're going to grab potencies for everything. So we lock it. Again, grabbing movement speed. It does increase the movement speed of our allies as well. Or yeah, so any summons or anything like that increases the movement speed of them, so they're able to run towards enemies a lot faster, therefore affecting your clear speed as well a lot better. So let's see what happens here. It's going to drop off right at the end as the bosses spawn. That's just really, really good luck. Man, that's so good. We do have the poison stacks going off, so that's why we did the poison, for reasons like this, so that we can at least get some clear going without having to worry about anything else at the moment. So we don't have to worry necessarily about other things. As long as we get that clear speed going, we can grab more damage, as much damage as possible on the Centurions. Critical strikes now, apply poison. Yeah, we'll take it. It's not really necessary. And we're going to banish the area of effect, as well as the what was that other skill that we just banished over there? I can't even remember what it was, but we banished it, just in case you're wondering what happened to it. I don't even remember what it was that I banished, but there we go. And then just a little bit of dodging here and there, and we're actually at a place where we can stand still, and we've got block, armor, whatever it is. We've got defenses, so we don't have to worry about that. And we just need to focus on dodging enemies' attacks, and we're in a good spot for that. Fantastic. Again, not such a fan of... I do like that they're bringing out like a new look when you ascend, so it changes the color, but I'm not a huge fan of the yellow. It's like a weird like tint. That's just weird. Alright, we did get an increase to the timer, so it's 61 seconds there, which is awesome. Increase to potency. We also get rotting, which is perfect. Grab that, and then potency there as well. You can see we're actually sitting at 200% critical strike chance, and we should be able to, or I'm hoping it's going to last long enough for the next set of bosses to be spawned, and then we can take care of them as well. It does look like it's going to work that way. Come on. You just need to deal enough damage. They need to spawn faster. Come on. There we go. That's a definite. Even if they despawn now, it is over. Over for them. I think we could get quite far with this. I don't know the exact number. We did it 3 minutes faster than what the game said we would, which is actually insane. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed the video. We landed up with arrow support, catapult boulder, and the inspired legionnaires dealing the most amount of damage. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.